I don't even know where I am. Can't see Dick. Like hunting with Ray Charles.
Everybody, how are we doing today? We're going to be starting here in about 3 minutes. Grab me something to drink. We're going to be continuing off where we left off with our three breachers surviving. We're actually playing through an adventure of the Lost People, which is from one of the people in the audience right now. We're doing pretty well. We are in the second half of this adventure. We might be able to get through here depending on how quick we move, but I gotta be honest, none of the stuff we did up until here was the dangerous part. We got lucky. There was no encounters until right at the end, right at the very end of last episode did we roll that one, everybody. I'm a little worried. I'm not gonna lie. It isn't gonna be good. There's a lot of super dangerous shit coming up, but I have faith we can get it through between Streamloot cards and everything else that we have at our disposal. Hopefully we can eke our way out of here with some breacher points. We'll see though, we'll see. We are gonna be recording this like always, so we can put these out as a series. We're gonna talk a little bit before we start the show about some new things that have happened, all that kind of jazz, but I just wanna remind, for anyone who's in the audience or anyone who's watching this live later, I shipped all of the, the third wave of breacher prints They are all out to people, including the dust jacket ones that were made. I have a spare one that I made here that was like the first prototype I'll show off on the show. I might make some more of these in the future. We'll see. I kind of want to make a neon blue tape one if I can. But stay tuned. We'll be kicking this off about a minute and a half, and we'll see how well our 3 breachers can really do. Yeah, that's not a thing, my guy. Let's get the show going. Hey everybody, how are we doing today? Well, that's the happiest art. We can't let this be the start of Breachers. This is episode 8, 9 in total, because there was a 0 for the preparation phase of this game. Let's get some better art back up over here. How's everyone doing today? We doing well? I have been busy. I've been really busy. I will tell you that on my end. Oh my God. Like insanely so. Insanely so. Lots of printing and shipping. Anyone who ordered should have got their notifications that the print is out and being shipped with tracking information, which is even cooler. Let me pop this out. Just notice our chat stuff isn't showing. There we go. For some reason, there's a problem with lower thirds lately. It's really not liking some of the stuff I'm doing. Let me test this. Test. Okay, now it's working. So we have been shipping, printing, making, designing. I have 3 more recipe cards coming out this month with monsters. We have the Corpse Courier Corpse Courier number 2 for May coming out as well. I have a brand new Streamloot deck that I'm working on. I have, let me grab this really quick so I can show you. So, I have 2 here. No, I only have 1. I have a couple left that are ready to ship. But so I did the, in case anyone hasn't seen them, I did the duct tape versions. So this is just a dust jacket. And then you still have the full version inside as well. Sprayed with a UV clear, so they're a little more durable. Same with the outside of this as well. I've drawn on the inside of all the ones that got shipped during the Legacy for those who've ordered them. This isn't made to be usable. It's just so it looks cool and you got like a cool carrying case, but also you can fit all your A5 printouts in here. Speaking of printouts for today's show, Nick went through after last episode, like any good designer, and immediately started making more stuff. I feel like this is the nature of all of us designers. We really don't know when to quit. And we just make more stuff like, oh, that would be a good idea. Oh, that would be a good idea. And we go through and make more stuff. So Nick made something here. I'll show off in a sec. Just notice I hate when the bottom bar doesn't want to retract. Like anytime there's an update, I feel like Windows decides how the taskbar wants to work. Even if you set the taskbar behaviors a gajillion fucking times, it'll be like, oh, did you want it to disappear? I'm sorry, we don't do that around here. I have it in my hand, printed fine. I did a double-sided, I did 2. So I have one that we can use during the show, right? And then I have another one to make notes on afterwards. So I'll showcase this off. I got it so I can set it down here and we have it as like a reference piece. Let's go over to the table and see if everything's working. Never know how shit's gonna turn out here. So we have our PDF up and running. Let's make sure that everything is sized accordingly. Let's go into our lovely setup buttons here, everyone. Acrobat, please size yourself. Done. Acrobat is sized. Perfect. I have Breachers Volume 1 in here. We're on 1.7 now. I updated a few things after last night's play session. But this is the printable card. So there's some stuff that we have in here that we did not talk about because I didn't want it to be noticed until it happened. So they tell us about the riddles in the area and things like that. And we solved all this. We did this stuff already. So we're clean. But we've never had a ley line burst. So players can sacrifice 1 hit point to empower a roll of a d4. I haven't done that yet. Right? I haven't done that yet. And the reason I haven't done it yet is I have not cast any magic. I have psionics, and I think psionics should work for it as well.
I don't even know where I am.
You can power up to 7 times, but we haven't had a chance to, we haven't lost any blood until we were in the water, and there was no reason we would have learned it there. But we'll be able to check these off as we go through. That's why I have a physical copy so I can write on it. And then on the other side of it here, if we scroll over, there is the spirit buildup, which is the thing I was tracking all last session. So let's go over to the note sheet and take a look at kind of what this is, because I'm a little worried about what's going to happen to our characters going through here. I'm not going to lie. So let's get rid of Acrobat, and then let's, I'm probably going to have to set up our studio mode here and set up our owlbear, as I bet you it's not set. We'll see. We'll see. We'll throw it on. No. Yes, it worked. Boom, out of the gate. Awesome. So we ended here. And for those who don't remember, if I go over here, I will turn on our light. We came all the way down through the aqueduct here. We didn't go to the stairs. We saw we can go out here. We came down and around to check, and we found this person like hanging in this library, and there was a guy here that just turned on us. Just turned on us. So let me grab, I'm just gonna use I think this knife is appropriate for the backstabbing that's probably going to happen to us here. All right. So we have that there. And yes, Nick, it's the old one because I've highlighted so much stuff in this one. I'm not going to swap out the PDF. And I don't have the PDF version with the new art. I have the new art personally, but I don't have the PDF version. If it's up and you already uploaded, I just haven't downloaded it because I would have to redo all of my markings, and I'm not fucking doing it. It's not happening. Thanks to Eric, that book guy turns on us. It's not my fault, Drew. It's not my fault, buddy. So let me get what do we need something back here. What is suiting for this? Do we have like a library? See if we can get a good like library of some form back here. Well, that's creepy, but that's infinite. Let's just put books. I'm gonna get us a good piece for back here. Like a creepy amount of books. Is there creepy books? I put creepy before everything in here, or scary, and I usually find something good. Let's try old. And let's try spell books. The irony. We'll use this one. It's got like a... Can you guys see this? Hold on. Let me go back to me. Hold on here. Look at this thing. It's like this little fucking scary thing. Also, tomorrow, this motherfucker is getting a new setup. So he'll be in the big one, which will come... Basically, it'll go from here to here. Pretty far over. And I think this is going to go on top of it. I think that's the game plan. Because I think it's going to be... It's going to sit like this high. So it would block this, and I don't want it to block this. So I think that's going to be this, and it goes all the way back to like here. It almost goes to the wall. It's pretty like... Here, hold on. Excuse me. Like, this thing is big. And I'm worried about the reflections off the screen on it when it's here. Might not be too bad. But it's going to be all the way to the wall. It does fit here, though. Literally goes from printer to edge. It's gonna be a big boy. I just don't know what I'm gonna do with this because I want this to be visible still. I might have to sit on it. Which would be kind of cool because it would put it closer to us. But I'm waiting on some plants to ship in so I can build this. So I'm gonna do a living one. Also, a totally side note, I didn't go to C2E2 this year, but I found some old prints. I think I'm gonna put a magnet on this so I can replace this one when I want. It's up here. Check this out. I think this is dope. So I'm probably going to put a sticker piece on the back, and I can hang it here because it's got some heft to it, and I can hot swap this. But anyway, speaking of which, Kyle, I saw you got your print. How did it turn out? It looks fucking dope. I think that astronaut's like, I love Skull astronaut stuff. I'm a big space fan in general. Oh, that's My Hero Academia. Good old My Hero. Really enjoyed the first few seasons. A big All Might fan. Oh, here, let me turn this on. Let me go back over here. I'm going to do a little drawing while we're talking to set us up for the show. So we have a little art here. And we're gonna do the door that we always do here. Just kind of setting us up. I always do this kind of when I'm prepping to do solo games for myself.
Faster.
Like so. And this is just, I have a stamp now that I stamp all this stuff with to make my life easier. And we'll just do that. And we'll do some rough boardage. And I'll go back through and do some darker lines. Like so. There we go. And then up here, we're gonna do the normal piece that comes up here. Like so. Did I do anything else on these? I put a banner. That's for the Grunge Fantasy, which I will re-put that we are doing Grunge Fantasy here, because that is our current themes that we rolled in the book. So we'll kind of bring this down. I don't know if any of you guys saw, I did some like signature writing stuff on the back of the packages that are going out for the Breachers Legacy Edition. Hope you guys liked that. I thought it was kind of fun. I'm gonna get myself some more. I used to do graffiti stuff back in the day when I lived in Detroit. So I'm gonna get some graffiti markers and do some big fucking graffiti things. Yeah, dude, I'm a big fan of it. I think it would look really cool on like one of these things like this. I kind of want to do the Breachers door on the cover. I would really kind of like to do that. Castle on top of a cliff, kind of. Yeah, I mean it's just one of the outside towers of the wall. I did it on this one too. And just kind of draw a little brickage to it. Some big kind of cobblestone-y feels. Right, like this. Just some gestural sketching for it. Then I think here, I think I did like some moss in it last time, just some kind of gruff hanging growth. And then I went back through and put some more brick in. And then we have this with a banner. And then there we go. Right? So we know where we're at. This is part 2. Castle on top of a cliff. Stay tuned, Drew. You might see something very close to that from Eric soon. What are you thinking of? What are you talking about?
I don't even know where I am. I see Dick. Like hunting with Ray Charles.
I don't know what you're talking about. So, we have our themes. We're staying with the Grunge Fantasy for what we're doing here. I know, secret time. So we're gonna write down our grunge fantasy. So we have it. So we have notes for ourselves. Then on the other page, we're just gonna kind of duplicate. We put WPZ up here. So I'm gonna put WPZ Audience, if you guys want to give me 4d4, we're going to get our notes through here. Right? And then I wrote down on this page, let me slide this over. I wrote down here all of our notes. So I'm going to go back through and I'm going to mark the spirits here on the box up here. Okay? So, I need the room numbers up as well. So let me grab PDF. We'll close this out. Let me save this into the idle hands folder. All right. So lost people. Let me find the map. I don't want you guys to see this. I don't want to ruin too much of the mystique. So I can go through here. Nick, I would number these. I put the room numbers for quick reference. I know what you did here, but I would still put the room numbers. So 1, we had 2. Room 3 had 3. Okay. Oh no, room 3 had 6. Shit. Okay. We only need 3d4, not 4d4. Room 5 is this one. So I'm just gonna mark this. 1, 3, 5. What do we have for 5? We had 2. These are how many times? This is what the encounter rolls were when I went in here. That's what that is. Just so you guys kind of know. I'm gonna also just realize we're a little zoomed out here, so give me a sec. It's a little too much. There. 2, 3, 5. So 2 for Wuu Klo, 3 for Pan, 5. Or not 5. Wait, 2, 3, 3 was the order? Well, it was 2, 3, 2. 2, 3, 3? Okay. Done. 2, 3, 3. All right. Back to what we're doing. So I'm finishing this really quick, so we're prepped. This is room 4. This is room 7. This is room 6. And I think this one is 2, if memory serves. So 2, we had 3. 1, 2, 3. And then in room 6, we had 3. 1, 2, 3. And in this one, we had 4. And then downstairs, you scroll down to the next map. Yeah. Is this like one group, Nick? I'm assuming this is 1, 2, 3. There's 7. Is the red room 7? So this is 7, I'm assuming. So what's this one then? So this is 2.1. And is this 2.2? Is it clockwise? Yeah, I'd label these. I'm assuming this is 2.2. I know it seemed logical, but yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Label it. Always label maps. Always. Especially this for quick reference. So this must be the big centerpiece. It's also hard because I'm scrolling back and forth on a split map. So I can't see. Well, maybe I gotta zoom out a touch. I can't see. This number's cut off for the center in the split version. Two 5 here, 2 6. I guess it doesn't fucking matter. I'm just gonna do it this way. It doesn't matter. And this red's 2 7 is what I'm gonna do. I don't give a shit. And this would be 2 4. I'm guessing. So 1 2 1 2 2 2 3 2 4. Like that. And then that's 2 7 on the map, kind of going around. So, all right, that works for me. So we got to fill these in then. So 2 1, we had 4. Okay. 2 2, we had 3. This is gonna matter on our way back. We got 6 in this fucking room. Fuck us. Okay. What was 2 4 here? 4 was 4. 7 was 2. And we didn't go in these rooms, so we don't have anything. Okay. Not good. Not good for us. I'm going to quickly write down one of the cheat sheets over here for our monsters. And then we're going to kick this off. Level, AC, attack, damage, move. Or no, magic. That's magic. SDC. DC, I, W, Z, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 for the hit points. All right. Is there anything from our last one we should look at? Land bridge to get us there. Faction of Wallers refuses to speak about the location. That's our secret for the adventure. They don't want to talk about it. So the area we're in right now, they don't want to talk about it. Grunge is feudal lord demands taxes on all treasures pulled from the wall. So we're going to get taxed on the way out. And an ancient weapon was found but refuses to leave the wall, which is, I think, what we're dealing with right now. It's not a weapon of knowledge, but it's still a weapon. So we're going to put this over here so we have access to it here. I think we're in a fucked situation here, just so everyone in the audience understands that. I'm going to get us to the right page for what we're doing because we're in the underneath now. I'm going to pull this off. I'm going to put our... I think I have everything there. I don't think we need anything else. I need to take us to the next area. We are in 7. So let me scroll down to 7 so I have our notes. Let me pull up our web. Oh, God. We have to roll what our encounter is because it's this creature. I don't think I want a random encounter for him, though, because he's there. He's a lost explorer. There's really not a combat area right here is my only concern. But as soon as we do this, shit happens. You know, there is something else I want to print. We're going to print stuff from here. I want to print these monsters. Let me show you guys. There's a bunch of monster stat blocks he's put at the end here, and I think I want to print those. Is that all the monsters in one spot? These are really split up. I would prefer all of these batched on a table than separate like this, because this is so much printing. So here's the legend I was looking for. Experience is helpful. Know what you're encountering before you engage in. Unfortunately, I had to learn about each of these creatures through encountering them. Learn from my misfortune or don't. Hilarious. Mook, soldier, striker, tanker. This is kind of based on the inside. Bloated ooze stat block. Yeah, I like that they're separated, but in that's only in theory. In actual use, I kind of want them all together. Because I'd be printing... We would be printing... 1, 2... I do like all the hyperlinks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... I would want this table 7, 8, and this is the one I think I'm going to print though right now. Be 8 sheets for monsters when I think a lot of those could have been merged together. So I'm going to print the current page. We'll print actual size. What if we do multiple? What if we did multiple? Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones, which is cool. What if I did 2? I'm looking at how to print them. And what if we did pages... What is this? Page 51. So it'd be 51, 50... 49, 48, 47, 46. 46? What the fuck is going on? 46 through 51? Let's just see what it does when I say that. So we would get these two, these two, these two, and done. I'm going to print these. I can't, yes, I understand you want it on a spread, but I can't do that on a stream. It doesn't look good. It's too hard to show a spread across a table. It becomes impossible to read. Yeah, I am printing it on a spread. I'm saying for visual use. I don't want double-sided, I don't think. We're just going to print it this way. Oh, you know what? I bet you I have to redo that. Probably gonna try to print out of the back printer because it's set up to be the rear printer. So we're just gonna cancel it. I'm gonna do it again. No, I was gonna do the right one. Well, fuck you. Well, ain't you special? Huh? It never does that. It's usually a different way. We'll do this one more time. Print. What was it again? It was 51, 50, 49, 48. 48 through 51. Make sure I got them all again. Nope. Was it 47 through 51? So you want that teaching page. 46 through 51? Yeah, it was 46 through 51. Did I miss it? 45 through 51? That doesn't seem right. Hold on there. We know our end page is 51. 41 through 51? Okay. Multiple page. 41 through 51. That's not right. It's actually 44. Because of how it prints. Yeah, 44. Here we go. Perfect. Properties. Cassette to this. High quality. Okay. And... multiple per page. And print. All right. Now all this is printing. We have everything else set up. I do need to open up our dudes. Our dudes. Because I just realized we didn't have all of our little guys open. We need to see how fucked up they are from the last session because we have not camped. So we got to find our guys in here. We got to find our dudes in here. I don't know where it is. I'm trying to make them fucking appear by reloading it. Battletech. You see all the other stuff I've been doing too. Oh man, we got Sliz here. Headless Knight. All the Battletech. Where did they go? Maybe they're... This is not good, everybody. NPC sheets? This doesn't have pan in it. We're missing. We're missing him. This is bad. It's not in recents because it hasn't been that long since we ran them. Really hasn't. I just work in PDF so fucking much. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to favorite these so they never go away. All right. And then we're going to open them. Okay. Whew. I was really worried there, everybody. Oh, I need to put more paper in. I can put this one sheet in that I didn't end up using. And then we'll have printed copies. So I bought some weird paper that I was hoping I could use for books. And it didn't turn out. But I really like the paper quality for printing handouts. And shit like that, like just basic. It's just got a good texture to it. So 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. So here's what this looks like. All right, so now we have these as well, right? super clean. I just did one side. I could have done two-sided for it, but I didn't want to. But super clean, in color. These two go together now. We got all that together, so we have everything. I know, you lose your favorite pan. So I'm gonna set this in front of me, so I have it. I can pull it over here if we need it for something, but we should be pretty good. I'm gonna try moving the mic to here, just so we're not getting as much shadow on this. We're gonna get a little, but it's manageable. So I don't like having the second light on over here. La Cousette. You guys have seen these? These tiny little Sharpies? Micros? This thing I've had for 8 years, and for some reason this doesn't run out. But these motherfuckers do. And yes, that's an old ChessX one from when I worked at ChessX. Alright. So now we got all of our stuff in here. Cool. Easy enough. I could have printed these double and folded them, but I think being able to sort through them would be easier. All right. Yeah, I kind of want this here because I should move my arm over here for my mic so it comes over this side. I'm not doing that today. Am I? No. I can move this to here and make space for it. That might happen here. Can you guys, if I put it back here, can you hear me all right? Guess I have to turn this on. I want this to look good for the video report. Because it's daylight out right now, I'm getting some light that I'm not gonna get later. Like, I'm just not gonna get them. Here we go. I'm fine with the cross shadows. We're gonna need this. Nope. We're gonna need this. And we're gonna need a rolling tray. Were we just rolling it in the cork last couple times? Does anyone remember? Were we rolling in the cork or was I rolling in the black piece? I feel like I was just rolling in cork. Right? I think we're just using this. Yeah? Okay. Okay, everybody. I think we're good. Let's set this up. Let's get her going. I'm gonna do my fold over. I want to open it to showcase what we're doing. I'm going to stick this here so it's an easy open. Right? I'll pull out these sheets as well so people can see them as we do this. All right. And then this will go. Let's put this here to start. We'll pick it up. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to me. We're gonna start recording. Let's do this, everybody. I saw a bunch of cards played. Is there anyone that I should be aware of? Did anyone play some like crazy high-end cards that I should be aware of, like right out of the gate? BSDs. Any golds? I see a carousing one. Only pendings. I don't think we have any golds. No golds. We have cooked through the BSD cards.
I'm quicker.
How many BSDs we got left? Okay, that's all of them. 9 legendaries. All right, perfect. We got our little rubber dice as well. All right, everybody. Let's kick this off, I guess, into murder and mayhem, right? It's a little bright for me, but turn this down a touch. I have a bad feeling about all this. I really do. So I'm gonna go to me. We're gonna pull up the ad. Music isn't feeding back at all, is it? You guys aren't getting feedback through, like you can't hear my speakers? Because if you can hear the audio coming through, then I gotta do a quick change of some stuff. But if it's solid, then I'm gonna leave it. Nope. All right, cool. And it's not overpowering me at all. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. I wanted it like 35, 40. Let me turn it down a touch. It's a little loud. About 35 seems to be the right. I'm gonna do something real quick here. Man, audio it seems loud. Is it loud on your guys' end? Am I louder than music? Is it a good balance? It's hard for me to tell. I feel like it should be a pretty good balance. I just turned the whole thing up for me. Yeah, no, I should be good. All right. I want it tipping red. Ooh, more cards. There's a gold.
Kyle 49 played this
Ooh,
card.
what was that, Nick? Was that Nick or Kyle? That was Kyle. Kyle, what did you just bring? Okay. That legendary card is from an old season. I know what it is, so that'll be entertaining. Oh yeah, baby. All right. Let's get the ad up.
Secret door? Classic.
Let's set the record. Let's get a music start here. I want different music than this, though. We're gonna do metal. 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, we are back for Breachers episode 9. I know, 8 is probably what it really is, but there's a session 0, so the math, just follow them in the numerical order they come up in. But last time we left our 3 Breachers off in I guess we did well, man. We went through a good chunk of the Lost People by Idle Hands. We're in the second half of it right now. And you are watching after we've done a little bit of pre-show and a live. If you're watching this recorded later, you can always go back and check out what we did before. It was just set up and prep. If that's stuff that you're interested in as a GM, you can kind of see what we did. So let's just get the show going. I have a really bad feeling for Zagmar, Wuu Klo, and Pan. I know what we're in for, and it isn't great, everyone. It isn't great. So let's go over to the table. All right, so we got our pile of dice. We have our encounter dice that we use. We've got Pan's dice here. We got Wuu Klo's dice here. Got a spare D6. We'll move this out of the way. These are our dice of choice. I'll dump them out in front of me. But we have more than that. We obviously going to need these ones. These are our lovely Lancer dice. And then, of course, down on the bottom, you see those pink ones? Those are the monster dice, everybody. So let's take this thing and see if we can't balance the fates. Shut this just in case. Over here, in case a merchant card gets played and we need them after the session, we do have our lovely little merchant, the backpack. And of course, we have our green die for our merchant in case it is necessary. So I'm going to set those off to the side in case we need them. In here we have everything from our Breacher episodes that we've done over the years. Not only just Breachers, but our live show notes are in here as well, which is important because today someone played a legendary golden card, and I want to see if we can't work it into this episode. There are some upgrades since last time we played, by the way. If anyone's wondering, this journal, there should be affiliation links down below if you want to pick up the stuff that I'm using, like the journal, the darts. I think this stuff is in there as well, which I use to make all my notes. I have 4 or 5 of these, but really the things I would recommend is these. And then this Midori foldable is one of my favorite things. There's a foldable ruler for drawing in there. Good travel piece. But I'm going to leave one out in case I need it. And then we are currently... Open this up. We did get some new stuff from the creator. Nick decided after we were playing that having a tracking sheet wouldn't be a bad idea. So I have our tracking sheet here. If you're wondering what this is each one of the rooms we passed on the first level, every time we rolled our encounter dice and it wasn't a 1, even if it was a 1, you would have added them, but you tally how many spirits will be back in that area afterwards. So for example, on 4, if I go back and look at my notes from last session, in room 4, we rolled 4 of them. I left one blank here so I could kind of show you. You just fill this out. This matters literally right now. Because where we are in the second part of the dungeon, we're kind of diving into a very dangerous section, let's say. That's my printer telling me that I did a good job. Shut. So we have this for the notes for the above and the below, and then there is ley line rules here you can see. We haven't had that happen yet. Our Breacher who has psionics is casted. No one's really bled near an area where I thought it made sense for this, and they don't know they can sacrifice. But right now, what we're getting ready to do, I feel like they might learn that here. So let's bring up Acrobat and take a look at what we have, of where we are, and what we're going to be doing. So I printed out the second set of pages was all the monsters. We're getting ready into diving into needing these monsters for some stuff. And I wanted to have them printed for myself so I can mark them easy. But so you know, if you pick up the actual Idle Hands PDF, all this stuff is hyperlinked. And I kind of wanted to showcase this. This tells you where you are. And like if you click it, it'll take you back to page 31 and so on as you scroll through the different monsters and magical items and things that are here. We did collect a few magical items last episode and a few items just in general. We found the clock hands last time. We got the clock, the skull, the music. We used the wind chimes, put all that in a place. And then also in one of the rooms, we left a wind chime in front of this tube device. We don't know what it does, but it's filling almost like a easy bake oven or a creepy crawlies full of ooze in a skeleton thing. We don't know what it does. We have no idea. But we turned it on to figure out what it is because that's how Pan functions, right? Other random counter tables in here, and then we're getting ready to deal with spirits. Now, I'm going to scroll back up because we left off here. And on our map, this is what we're looking at. So there is a dais in front of the place, like the very end, like where that puzzle piece is on the map I just showed. But about right on here, about right here, there's a dais. There's a guy who was here, and Pan walked up to talk to them. And over here, there's like a person strapped up in this gigantic bookcases that go down in the middle of nowhere. And we're inside the wall in Breachers off of Everpeak, and we're trying to get back to Everpeak. We're from a totally different district. If you've watched the previous episodes for the live show, you'll know that that cast fucked over these Breachers, and they're trying to find their way out. And if anyone remembers, at the end of the show, our torches went off. So we don't have a light. Now, thankfully, before the show started, our audience rolled for our starting Breacher points for our characters. Breacher points work like luck, but you can carry more than one. They allow you to re-roll, or you can do one of the other following. Add a d6 to damage, add a d6 to a roll, or take a d6 off of damage that you're taking. Just a few extra options to survive in the wall because you're gone for long periods of time. The torch off and this grunge fantasy set piece that we have for this episode, I am extremely worried for our lovely breachers because we have to start with rolling for what encounter there is in the dark. All right, everybody. So we rolled a 1 earlier, which activates the encounter. I'm going to pull up Acrobat, and we're going to look at what the encounter tables are across the bottom. I think I'm going to click the RE on the bottom of this. I think this takes me back to the encounter table. It sure does. So we're going to roll here. It's a D6 for a random encounter. We got a 5. Oh, great. Great. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Why, Nick? Why did you make scarab swarms? Huh? Huh? Why did you make scarab swarms? So, I'm gonna flip to my cheat sheets here. Do I have a scarab swarm in here? I see ruby scarabs. I see emerald scarabs. Do I have a scarab swarm? I don't see a scarab swarm in here. Is the scarab swarm somewhere else? Did I miss the scarab swarm? Let's find where this is at. It's SD, I think. Yeah, it's Shadowdark. Oh man, guys. Well then, let's go over to Shadowdark here and die trying, I guess. Let's pull up Shadowdark, look up scarab swarms, and hope that we don't die fighting these creatures. I don't like scarabs. I know that I remember using these for something. So we're going to quick scroll through RS. Got to be about right here. Scarab swarm. A chittering cloud of iridescent oval-shaped beetles fly up out of the pit and start to attack the explorer who's in front of us. This explorer is the one that we were going to talk to as Pan standing there in the dark. We hear a and then the screams of this lost traveler. I'm a little worried for him. We do have a table for lost travelers for how bad their life turns when they are attacked. So I'm going to scroll up to this table. Where's our lost traveler table here? Is this it? I want to know what type of lost traveler he is with physical appearance. We're going to roll a d20. 19. Punch drunk? Oh, that's the thing that's going to happen to you. I want him to be, I think we said he was a dwarf, right? He was a dwarf last time. How do I want to handle this guy? I think in the dark we hear the chewing and eating of flesh as this guy screams. I think we hear a tumbling and the guy falls down in the pit below. The thing hanging on the back wall, I'm going to say there's like a little bit of torchlight amongst him, and we can see this creature beginning to laugh on the back wall. We don't know what this thing is. In a panic state, that means we have to roll initiative to start all of our game. Audience, if you will roll me a d20, I'm going to roll for the enemies. And we are going to see who gets the higher one to set up our initiative for the entire rest of the show. Over in Owlbear Rodeo, I'm going to I'll just add Pan. We'll add him to the initiative order. We'll pull up the initiative here. Pan. And then I'm going to I'll add this token to represent the rogue that is here who is dead. I'm going to roll my d20. for the Scarabs. That's a 17. Not good. That is bad for us. 17 is very high. And Scarabs get a +3. 17, 18, 19, 20. We're looking at a 20 that is going on here right now for them. 20 for this creature. What did we get for a 14? We'll take the highest one out of all the characters that we have right now. Let's pull up Acrobat. Let's go over to him. Zagmar. This is our Lancer. I don't think our Lancer's got the best. Zagmar, our Lancer's got a 1. It's not great. What about Wuu Klo? Wuu Klo, can you please have a higher dex than 1? -1. Not helpful. And our boy Pan, -3. We'll go with the 1, I guess. So 15. 15 for our boys. 15 means our Scarabs go first. It says 1 Scarab group. And I feel like with the Scarabs being what they are, the AC of 13, 14 hit points. I'm going to put 14 hit points over on the board here for me to track and see if we can't survive this. Our other dude gets eaten up. That was a surprise round. They go first. I think another swarm kind of separates off of them and comes after the first person, which is Pan. Do we have a lovely Scarab or a bug that we can use in here for the bugs? This Warlock one's kind of bug looking. Let's use this. We will add them in to the initiative order. They were the 20 actually. We can actually rename it, by the way. I learned this too in Albert Rodeo for anyone who doesn't know. If you click your token and you go down here, you can put Scarab. Hit enter, changes it over here. Give him the 20. And then for my rogue, I rolled a 11. And that's our Scarab. What could go wrong? The answer is absolutely everything. Absolutely everything can go wrong. So they go first. They're going to swarm off of him. He's fallen into the pit. I think is a charge Pan. Pan is a golem that has that, exactly what you see. He's got the big belly. He starts trying to spark his furnace and get a torch lit, but it's pitch black. It means I have advantage on everything I'm doing to attack. We're going to pull up this cam. We're going to attack Pan. I figure, you know what? With that advantage, we'll use Pan's die, and the GM dice here are monsters. Looking at them, they have a +3 to bite. They do a D6 damage. 17 is more than enough. Let's get our pink die over here for damage to Pan. 1 point to Pan. 1 point to Pan. I'm going to track it down here. Pan takes 1. Wuu Klo. And then we have Zagmar. I'll just track him down here to make my life easier. 1 point. They start biting on the metal and finding little leather bits on him to grab onto his golem frame. That will take us to the party's turn. Immediately, Pan is going to try to spark a torch. We've been using a difficulty 12 to spark torches. Let's see if we can get some light. More than enough with Pan's bonuses. The torch comes back on. So let's get the torch on, and then we're going to start a timer on the board. There are plugins in Owlbear Rodeo where you can add stuff, and I have a clock timer here. And we're going to add, I think we were doing hour timers because we're doing a live show. They say to do every 10 combat rounds. I have found that it's better for the live shows to use a timer. You do whatever you want. The only other thing that's different is if we crit or do a crit roll and we actually get a crit, we will get a breacher point for that player. So we're gonna hit play. You can also turn these on and off for the players. For us, we want it up in the corner so we know, but I'm gonna hide it. I don't want anyone to see the timer. We'll check it once in a while if it's needed. We have torchlight again. I think Pan lights the torch. He can't back out of combat because if he did that, he would be in danger. I think the next person is going to go is Zagmar. He is going to jump across. No. Wuu Klo is going to pull Pan back. These are going to stay in position. And then the Lancer does an AoE and he's going to start stabbing. I need to make a... I make an SDC 12, like casting a spell. We'll see if we can get this up. If so, we do weapon damage to anything in that aura on their turn, which means that entire Scarab group is going to get the shit stabbed out of. That is a natural 20. That's a natural 20. We get another breacher point for Zagmar. Zagmar, we had 2 for Wuu Klo up here. If you guys can see this, 2 for Wuu Klo. We have 3 for Pan. We have 3 for Zagmar. I'm going to scratch this out. We now have 4 for him. Actually, you know what? Let's get out this old thing. We're going to scribble in white and kind of fill this in. Make it as grungy and messy as we can. We're going to grab, when that dries, we'll fill it out. I'm going to put that he has 4 now above it in pencil, and we'll refill it out. That's an extra one for him. That's the extra one for him, which is good. So I think what we're going to do, he went, Wuu Klo pulled him back with his action. I'll use my move for that. I think with my action, I'm going to cast Fire into there. We're going to pull up our Breacher book. And then, you know what? Let's pull the one up I have here. We'll pull up this. We'll pull up this one, the grunge thing. We'll take out the grunge piece. Where's our piece here? Where did I put it at? That's the wrong one. There you are. Pull our 23 out. We're going to look it up in the Legacy Edition. So we're going to do our Ignite. We are going to do our Ignite, and we're going to try to push this. So our Pyrokinesis is a D6 damage. We have changed it to a focus in the new version. And I am going to do Ignite the target on fire. Wuu Klo, if we go to our PDFs, everybody, Wuu Klo is pretty good with fire, actually. Not as good as some other characters we've seen built recently, but he's good with it because he's got Pyrokinesis, 1d6 fire, twice per day, near AoE, but he has a gem down here. I think he can enhance. Oh, he just has it for armor. I think we're going to do... I don't think we're going to do armor. I think since it is a creature, we're going to boost it to an AoE. If you look at the table here, creature, self, right? And then our range for ours is near. So we have near. I think that double near is pretty good. I think we're going to move it down to near AoE so we can burst them. So it would be a 1, and then we're moving it 2 on the target. That makes it a 13. We need a intelligence roll of 13 to make this work. Wuu Klo's pretty smart. He's not the best, but he's pretty smart. He's got a +3. We need a 13 on this. We have breacher points available. Oh wait, that's not his die. Let's not do that. We don't want to ruin it of his die. 14 plus a bonus is enough. Fire goes off a burst in the area for a D6. We're gonna spend some cards. I'm gonna spend Powerful for an extra D6. Right? We'll use Zagmars to add into this since they're kind of comboing. And then I think I'm going to spend the Wounded Monster card to reduce its total health by 10 to start this fight. These are Streamloot cards that we're using. Thankfully we did. That's only 13. Right? Because he's -10. Do we want to spend a Breacher point to end this thing right away? They have 14 hit points. No, we're not going to spend it. We're not going to spend it. They take 13 damage. We're going to hope that the damage from us doing the stabbing wall is enough. So we burst fire, it explodes, hitting those. Then they go, as the Lancer is doing his stabbing wall, they take damage inside of it. So let's take a look at what our Zagmar does for damage. Zagmar's got a pretty good lance. He's not as high a level as the other two, but he's decent at it. He does 2d4. We did not jump. We are standing our ground in stabbing because we did not move from our point. To use stabbing wall, you have to not move that round. So we stood still. So we're gonna take we're gonna do the D4 from him, and we're gonna take the D4 from Wuu Klo. See what we get here. So 4 more points of damage, stabbing at him. I need to check and see if there's anything special about them. It's just a Scarab Swarm, Chittering Cloud of Iridescence. There's no special abilities. They don't seem to take any less damage. You don't need AoE to hit them like in Pathfinder. I don't think there's a swarm. There's no swarm trait that I know of. So I think that's enough just to put the scarabs down. Good job, guys. As he starts stabbing repeatedly, fire bursts out. You just see like this burning iridescent cloud light up. And in the background, over on that wall where there's the man strapped up, let me reread in the Lost People the description of this area for you. It's not normal. A flesh-crafted body hangs from ropes of intestines and sinew before bookshelves of scrolls that descend into the darkness beyond sight. And we would see as the burning scarabs fall down the hole, along with the body as well down there of whatever the explorer was that's here. Above the figure is a stone face with no eyes. The chamber echoes with whispers of begging for assistance. On the platform, there's a dais as the fire kind of falls past it. On the dais. There are 3 carved symbols, which we would not be able to see until we walk up to it. Boy, everybody, I know our group wants to kind of walk up to this and take a look, so I think that's what they're going to do. I think we're going to take our group and walk up and look and see what is on the dais. So let's check it out and see if we can figure out how to solve this. So for those who don't know, this is a puzzle-based dungeon. We are out of combat. I'm going to remove these scarabs from the initiative, and we're going to take a look at the dais. And the way I usually do this, just so I still have access to them while you're playing the game, I just remove them from the initiative, and then if you click one, I just simply hide them. So I still have access to them if they're needed, and I just usually slide them off to the side. Because I have an add-on in here where if you go over to the outliner, I can go look at all of the items, so all of the characters that are everywhere. And if, for example, I double-click it, it moves you to it. Just so you know why I'm cool with leaving them on the board. So we're going to scroll out to get the idea of this darkness a little bit. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to shut off the lights so we can only see what we can see. There's a dais in front of us, and on it, and the audience, you're more than happy to join in on this one. On the platform, there's a dais with 3 carved symbols, a torch, a flower, and it looks like a sound wave. And a sound wave. We've dealt with this in the previous rooms. I think Wuu Klo is going to walk up to it and take a look. Wuu Klo, talking to the rest of the group, he'll be like, Zagmar, watch the entrance. He's like, got it. He's going to move to here. I'm going to move him forward. We're all linked, so I kind of got to move them together. We'll put Pan in the middle. He's going to kind of watch here and make sure nothing comes in. I think he's going to attempt to be hidden, so he's going to kind of duck around the corner, maybe where these rocks are, and kind of hide with it in case he needs to jump somebody as it comes through. He's like, Pan, I need more light. So he's going to back up with him, and they're going to be here. He's going to be here. So we can kind of see the 2 wrapped areas where everybody is. Just being tactical, right? Just being tactical. A round just went by. We're in a dangerous area. Because combat is over, there was noise. I'm going to say currently the encounter roll here is a 1. We're doing it because we just finished combat. I think with the noise, I think I'm going to make it a 1 and a 2. That's not in the adventure. That was pretty quick, though. That's pretty quiet. No, I'm just going to make it a 1 still. We're not going to make it harder on them yet. I'm just going to make it a 1. So we don't want a 1 on here. We got a 5. We're good to go. No extra encounter. He's looking at it. The noise across from him of this thing kind of staring at him, and the whispers of echoes in the chamber begging for assistance. The Lost Explorer fell down into there. I think looking at it, does anyone have any ideas? I think the torch is just, it looks like a burned out torch. It looks like a dead flower. And then there is a tuning fork that is laying on it when he walks up. The smell of the flower as the Cyclopean's eye gets big inside of his helmet, it's a pungent smell of like a corpse flower. We actually have a corpse flower at one of our local places. I've been there for it. That shit smells like a dead body. I'm just saying that is a truthful statement. So we are currently here. I think we need to light a torch. What's up, Zan? I think we're gonna light a torch. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a torch on the burning area. For scent, does any of our characters have something that would be scent oriented? Let's go look at our character sheets really quick. I also have notes on here for stuff that's available. So let's look at these and see if there's anything. I don't know what it would be. We have a javelin, a flint and steel, a polearm, a faulty whistle, a waterlogged book that we gathered, and a snoring skull. I'm going to set the snoring skull on the sound area. We're going to put a torch. We have a torch that has a 1 in 6 chance that can light. So we'll see if we can relight this. There's a 1 in 6 that it doesn't light. 4, he lights a spare torch, puts it on the torch area. What else do we have for Wuu Klo in them? Does anyone have anything that smells? Oh, Pan. You would ask Pan. Do you have any of your food that is old or rotten that doesn't smell so great anymore? He's like, oh, I have tons of parts that are drying. Do you want something like that? We can pull something from there. He's like, yeah, give me something that stinks. So he's going to scrape off the corpse flower. He's going to take and unwrap a piece of the... What did we kill that was like a while ago? Some of the meat left over from when we fought the Etten. And he's going to set that down. Now, I found out after we did our last show something kind of interesting. There is a bunch of magical items in this book. And one of the magical items is that snoring skull. So, let me go find this so I can read you what it is. Where is our snoring skull? I think it's at the back of the book here. Yeah, it's back here. I didn't know it. The sleeping skull. A skull that snores loudly and just... over and over again. I think he's going to smack the skull to wake it up. And it doesn't say if it'll wake up or not. It just says it sleeps. Doesn't wake up. All right, fine. I'll pocket the tuning fork. Just so we have it. So I'm going to put the tuning fork on our... I guess Wuu Klo will carry it. He's got the most space in his inventory. So I'll put it down at the bottom. He's got the tuning fork, and I'm just going to put an M next to it so I remember as a solo co-op group player that it's a magical item. And then I think with those lit and the sound and the rot, it activates this device, this thing that we're standing in front of. So let's go back to the table and see what we're in for. So look, everybody, with this activated, there is something, this is kind of like the turning point in the Lost People. And Nick, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you're in the audience while we're doing this live. But this is when all the badness happens, right? Like, this is the turning point. For anyone who's played Fiasco, this is that moment. We can try to bargain or do something with this. We can ask for things. On the pedestal, on the dais, my understanding is this is inscribed, and it says a question for a question, an answer for an answer. Something unknown for something unknown. To communicate as equals, you must stand as equals. Nothing is freely given, and nothing is without cost. I think they want a way out. You know what I mean? I think they want, like, we want the direction. Give us a direction out of here. I already rolled that. Nick kindly is like, once activated, roll D10. I already rolled that. I have it sitting here for the audience to see. It's not good. It's not bad, but it's here. So I think that's what we ask for. On the other side, the way I'm envisioning this is a scroll floats out, comes across as one of the intestines wrap around it, and it, like through the darkness over to Wuu Klo. Wuu Klo looks at what he's holding, his eye bright, kind of crosses his arms like, you can place it on the dais, man. I ain't touching it. And what do you want in return? And like another tendril comes down and puts a hand out for something. He goes, hey, he wants knowledge for knowledge. Give us that old grimoire you found. Maybe he'll take that. So Pan will walk over, hand him the grimoire. The grimoire we found was waterlogged. We have no idea what it fucking does. No idea. It's just a waterlogged book that we found in 2-2 on the map. Which is, for clarity, for all those who are watching, if I turn our lights back on, all the way over here, we found it in this little section here. Right? We're here. So I think we kind of just leave it be and we trade the book. That's what I think. So he hands a book out to him. Pan will walk over to hand him the book. I'll move him over. Whoop, we'll move this back. Pan will make his way back to the area again, and he's going to kind of pace and watch. And he'll trade the book. I think that's an acceptable trade. So that's one round. Now, I'm marking that as one for our tracker. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to put it on this tracking sheet. I'm going to put rounds till activation down here. Hold on. Rounds. That's one. Okay. He goes, great. And he grabs it, and like the intestines pull the pieces back. He grabs the map and opens it up and starts looking through it. Trying to figure out where this would be, how far from here, all that kind of stuff. And he's just kind of trying to figure out how we can get out of there. He's like, guys, I got a rough map, I think, of how to get us out of the wall. I'm going to say the map gives them advantage on navigating through the rest of this area. As long as they are following it to the exit, they will have an advantage on rolls while doing it. I read the Sleeping Skull. It just doesn't do anything. It's sleeping. I didn't say what it does. We don't know. It's just snoring. He didn't try to identify it. He just put it on there as something that makes sound. Nick was asking, did I miss the reading of the Sleeping Skull? It just makes sound. That's why he used it. Since I put it on there, audience, because I know the second part, can I have a D6 from the audience? Please, whatever you do right, I beg, do not roll a 1. This is in relation to the skull. Please, audience, do not roll a 1. Oh. Fuck. I think as soon as he gets the scroll, he's going to collect the objects off of the torch. He's going to snuff it out again, like on it. He's going to grab the torch. He's going to grab the tuning fork. He's going to grab the skull, put the skull back. He'll leave the rotten meat, because who the fuck wants that? And we're going to leave. There's nowhere in here that says that the items disappear when on offering. And I don't think the skull would break by putting it on this offering. So we're taking it all back, and we're going to bounce. We didn't ask for anything. We didn't ask for anything out of the... We made a trade. Upon that, there is this sound. We're done talking to this creature. We turn around. There is the sound of those voices that stir up. I'm going to mark another turn. He's like, well, this is the way out. Now, let's look at the map. Let's look at the map. This map is to get out of here. But it is not necessarily to get out of this room, this dungeon that we're in. It's to get out, period. I'm going to turn our lights back on. We came from this way. We believe there's a chance we can get out over here. I don't want to go carousing and going this way, because we've never been that way. We don't know what the fuck's there. We're not here to investigate. We're here to get the fuck out. We do know if we take the aqueduct all the way back, all the way down and around and up, we can go to the other map and we could see what the orange goo is doing. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to ask the audience, do we want to take the quick exit out of the aqueduct, quick exit, quick escape, or do we want to go back and check on the orange skeleton ooze? We don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. The poll is up. I'm going to play a little moment out here with our group, and I'll let you guys decide. Let's zoom back in on where we are. Pan and the group get back together with the things in hand. Like, this map shows us a way out. I think we take it to try to get our way out of here. Pan's like, right, but upstairs, we did technically turn that ooze thing on. Should we maybe go see what that is? Zagmar's like, absolutely not. We need to leave. And Wuu Klo, yeah, we need to leave. We do not need to make our way up there. This would be a bad idea. Pan's like, but what if it's edible? What if it's a new food? What if it's something we can make that is better than anything we've made before? Do we want to camp? Are you guys injured? I'm like, I'm a little injured. He's like, you're a little injured. He's like, oh, no, I will heal you. I have healing left for the day. I got one left. You're not hurt enough to where I need to do it. We'll heal you later. So do we want to go back or do you want to leave? I think we can leave out the aqueduct. We're just going to have to break it open. But with the blessing of Ramjacks, we might be able to do that. Now for the audience, so you know, our little Pan guy, we have two strong dudes. Like, we should look at this, by the way. We have two really strong people. We have, not Pan, we have Wuu Klo, and Wuu Klo is a 16. And Zagmar is an 18. But you get breacher talents in this. We have a travel baron for him. Nothing that's going to help, right? He's got a brand new lance that's really dope. Wuu Klo, he has rerolling natural ones on attack and damage roll. Gain advantage on your next turn. It's the Eye of Prophecy. That's just his ancestry thing. But his breacher talents is Hoarder's Point and the Eye. The start of every session. Oh, we got +1 breacher point. We forgot about this. Everybody, Wuu Klo actually has 3 breacher points because he starts with 1 now. Ooh, let's add that in. Let me fill that in. Boom. So we have 3. He doesn't have anything, but our little Pan, little buddy Pan here, he has the blessing of Ramjacks, which lets him have advantage anytime he is breaking something. Anytime. So let's see what the audience wants to do here. Quick escape. No one wants to go back for the orange skeleton, huh? I am surprised. I, as the GM, want to go back for the orange juice. I really do. All right. Choice is a choice. Pan's like, fine. Let's get out of here and let's make it quick. So I'm going to give them all a Streamloot card. We're going to give them each a quicker card, which lets them move faster. So that'll be Cry. What do we have here? Cry. Serving Hands. Do we have another one? Another one from Cry. We're going to move faster. We're going to try to get ourselves back. So I'm going to reorientate our group. And we're going to march our way up through the darkness. I'm going to mark a third round. As we're making our way up. As we get to the aqueduct area, there's stairs here. We have to roll to see if there's... Ooh, do we roll encounters anymore because of the thing that's activated? I think we might still roll encounters. I don't think it stops. Oh. All right, well, everybody. At 6, we're good. We're good. It's back to it. We're going to move up, climb into the aqueduct. The party. I'm going to go like this and move them up. We're going to try to bust this. So I don't know if there's an exit here. I'm assuming that would make sense. I'm going to go look at this room. This is room 2-4. This one, there is a guy with broken legs that has fallen down that you can kind of see in the... Oh, no, that's over in the other area. I apologize. Barred gate. There's a barred gate here. Do we want to do this? There's a partially devoured explorer here on the ground. We know that's from the ooze that we fought back over this way. But we didn't... Let's search this guy. Let's see what we can find before we leave. Pan, because I just rolled. Pan knows there's somebody here. We're going to take a look. We're going to see if we can find anything. We're going to see if we can find anything on us. I'm going to scroll back up to our... What do we find? There's a random what's on bodies table here. Let's scroll up here. Where's that at? What's on bodies? Nope, we're not casting that. We're not doing that. That's not a thing. That's items on shelves. Give me a D20, everybody. A D20 from the audience. So I'm going to try to break this with our Lancer. So let's pull this up. Wuu Klo is going to assist him while Pan is looking at what's there. So we're going to move this here. So we got Pan searching over here. We'll do that in a second. And then we have the other two trying to break this open. A 9, easily. They grab the gate and lift it back up and pull the bars aside so they can get in. Pan starts searching through everything. Yeah, what do we get in the chat? It looks like Nessie rolled us a 13. Let me check the random items of a 13. 13. That's pretty good roll. I don't think there's anything super special here. Where's the table at? Where's my explorer table? I keep scrolling by it. If no one's heard me say this before, in Acrobat, I want a way to you can hotkey at the bottom instead of having that AI fucking search bar. I want to be able to hotkey pages that I go forward and backward to all the time so that I can easily just click to important parts inside of the book. I need someone to make this script for me. so that I can run it in Acrobat and just have a little area and put like, I don't know, 4 or 5 items at the bottom that they're the pages you go back to. You can have the bookmarks open on the side, but that's just a plethora of fucking shit in the way. I just want a little bit. You know what I mean? A little bit, just a little bit. A little bit. Not a lot, but I don't give that to you. Yeah, I have it pulled up. I have it pulled up. So she'll roll a 20. I'm going to 14. I'm going to split it in half. We'll do the 7. They pull out these smelly, rank potpourri style. It says potpourri balls, and it's just swarming with insects. And Pan's like, I don't think this is any good for us. And he just drops them in the water. That's our 4th round. We opened up the grate. The 3 of them look at each other. They pour the torch down inside the aqueduct. It's dark. It doesn't look like there's anything in there. With that said, I rolled a 7 for the rounds. We are currently at 4 for the rounds. And they asked for a way out versus sticking around. That means we aren't even going to get hit by this at all. Because we're leaving the area. I was not expecting us to escape with no combat, everybody. None. None. So, for a little clarity here for the audience, so you know how this works, let's pull up Acrobat. Every time we went to a new one of these zones, we rolled a d6, and that told us what happened at the end of 2.7. This is 2.7. We could have asked for a merchant. There were some cool tables in here that could happen, but we didn't. We didn't. Once communication concludes, the return gauntlet begins. Nothing is without cost. Once an answer has been obtained, the spirits awaken and the gauntlet begins. It's a D10 rounds. In rounds. I rolled a 7. So that means no bloated, well, we already fought the bloated ooze. No ice and gore. No emerald scarab. No green pudding. No living statue. Lost explorers, he didn't get a chance to fight us. He got pulled into oblivion and killed. No ruby scarab. No skeleton ooze. No snatch shroom. No time flies. And then this dope table of spirits, we bypass it. We don't have to fight any of them. And then look at all of these spirits that we could have like been dealing with. Now, so you all know, if I pull up the map here as we make our way out, in here alone, let's pull up this, okay? In this section here, right? In this section here, in 1, we had 4 ghosts, 4 spirits, 3 spirits. We went through the aqueduct. Aqueduct is part of this. We had 6 spirits here from people falling and dying through here. And then in the area we're in here, if we would have stuck around any longer, that's 4. And then here, we had 2. I was going to add 1 for the guy getting pulled down, and they're making it 3. We didn't even do this section, right? Now, up here, where we were originally, we had 3, 2, 2, 2, 6 in the operation area. Where the ooze is a 4. I was really hoping you guys would have voted to go back here. You guys are cowards. But it's okay. I understand. Survival. Survival, right? Right? That's what it is. So our group packs their stuff up. Heads down the aqueduct. Now, the aqueduct does say this, though. It's not great. We get in. I need dex rolls for all my guys. because this happens. It is a long aqueduct, it says. And it does say that it dumps you out somewhere far away. So we are gonna literally pull up the map, drop a fucking digital die, and see what hex this thing dumps us out in around the area we're in right now. And then we're gonna have to make our way home from there. I think we have water in this area so we can kind of tie it all together, but it dumps us out somewhere far, far away. The aqueduct into darkness. So let's see how this ride goes. Make sure none of us get hurt going down this. We're gonna pull up our cam. We are not the best at this, everyone. These are our 3 heroes. 12. Let's pull up our boy here. Zagmar, 12. He's got a +1. That's a 13. We're looking for 12s. He's fine. Might have to spend a breacher point on him. Pan is a -3. That is not a 12. We're going to spend one of his breacher points up here. Boom. That's 1. We're going to roll a d6 to add to this. Come on, little boy. 6. He's good. 11. Wuu Klo. Wuu Klo has a -1. That's not good enough. He's going to have to spend a breacher point as well. Thank God he starts with 1. We're going to spend that. We're going to add a d6 to his roll. A 5. He's fine. Everybody makes their way down the water slide with no harm to them. As they slide down this pipeline, let me load up their map and see exactly where we end up. Guys, we have done smashingly, by the way. And I feel like right now, this is the perfect time for me to play the gold card. I'm just saying. I feel like it's a really good time to play the gold card. It's not gonna be good for any of us, but I'm gonna do it as we get dumped into the unknown. Let's grab our travel map. For those who don't know, in in Breachers, there is a map on the backside, which is our Sojourn guide. Our Sojourn guide is this map that's in the back of the books. And it teaches you how to do a Sojourn travel and the Sojourn travel itself. Anyone who ordered the Legacy one, there's even extra marks on here as well. So, I'm gonna go to the scene, Breachers. Boy. And we're gonna pull up, I think it's this one, Grief Sink. Let's see if this is the right one. It is the right one. We're gonna get dumped out here. Awesome. All right. I'll pull us up on the map. Let's go over and take a look. So, we are currently here. This is where we landed. This is the contract that we took for our breacher. Our contract, is there a contract in here? Oh, we didn't make a contract roll. I have my own contract. My contract was to kill the creature that was here, and we successfully did that. That was fighting where we got our spear. So we're also going to get all of our experience for that when we get to return it. So we're going to roll. I'm just going to roll a D. Well, let's do the D 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 method. Like 6 around, and we'll see kind of from this one which one of these hexes we get dumped in. My thing, this is water. And this water, this is a vertical. Really, I don't think we have a choice. I think we get dumped and we just move this way. Because it's just going to flow this way. I think that's actually what happens. I don't even think we need to roll. I think we get dumped out here, and it takes us back down, and we hit that edge of the waterfall where the merchant is. As we're coming across with the torch, we can see the big cobwebbed area where the house is like held aloft in this spider web. And the merchant, that's where the merchant is. I think our group is trying to catch onto that to get themselves back out. I think that makes the most sense going down. Because we're going to move at least a hex down. Like, we got to be moving fast on rapids. Trying to catch ourselves, right? And we met him here-ish. Same hex. Let's see what we get. So we made our dexterity rolls. We don't take any damage. We shoot out the aqueduct tube into the water. Let's see if our group can grab onto this. I think that this should be a 12 at least. I don't think this is easy to do. I don't think this is easy to do. Oh, natural 20 for Pan. That means Pan gets another breacher point, putting him at 4. But these two, 11 minus 1 is 10. That's not enough. He is going to spend a point. And we're going to roll and add on. That's enough. So he's good. I think we're going to spend a point to re-roll. Let's go over to here. I'm going to give him a faster card to give him a dex bonus from Tree. Then we're also going to spend... Oh, boy. I'm going to spend a flashback card from Serving Hands. He was trained how to dive into water and use his Lancer abilities to like jam into something to give himself the ability to pole vault out. Like he's used his lance as a way in water areas because he's wearing heavy armor to keep himself aloft. So I'm gonna use a flashback and I'm gonna give him advantage on this reroll. I think that makes the most sense for him. Let's get these out of the way. Let's get the big beholder die. All right, buddy. You're good at this. We have faith in you. We spent cards. You got a +1 on top of what you're doing right now. Zagmar, you got a +1 normally. You need a 12. 12 on the die, +1, 13. No extra breacher points need to be spent. As he sinks down and they see him as they're clamoring to get themselves up on the shoreline, and down the area, you see the spider merchant making his way towards him slowly, like not quickly. We'll put him here. And he goes down and lances and jumps off the ground and gets himself enough air to grab onto the side, putting his lance there. The other two pull him ashore. With us being there and the merchant showing up, we have a lot of gear on us. I'm going to move this out of the way. And I think the way I want to kind of set our show up for the next one is we're going to talk about what are we going to buy and sell? What are we going to buy and sell? We did really well here, everybody. We did well. This, by the way, if you haven't seen him, I can't wait to paint this dude. It's such a good piece. The merchant would show up and he'd like offer a hand to Zagmar and he would be patting Pan on the back, looking for supplies in case there's anything he has that he wants from him. And he goes, well, I see that you guys have made it out. How did the aqueducts treat you? They're like, we saw so much stuff in there. Wuu Klo's like, are you willing to let us maybe stay at your home for a night? And he points in the distance. It's like a quarter of a way across the hex. He goes, I don't usually let people into my quarters of curiosity, but maybe would Pan be willing to cook for me while we're there? Something rotten for me to enjoy or spoiled? He goes, yeah, I have a bunch of new stuff with me. I can make you a few things. I'm gonna go over and look at what Pan has. As Pan's gonna scramble to think of something good to make this guy. We have a couple recipes. I'm gonna spend a blue card for a new spell or recipe from Serving Hands. We are gonna write down that he says, if you have a brains of any form or anything like that, I have something I can make you. I learned a recipe for like a head cheese. It's really disgusting and most people hate it, but that and some of the meat that I have, I can make you that if you're interested. He's like, oh, that would be lovely. I would love to have that. I guess we could maybe do this. We could trade. I would like to use carousing to close our show. So in the back of our books, for anyone who has Breachers Volume 1, if you go all the way to the back, I put this lovely 11 to 14 carousing table. We are inside the wall, and I have a separate carousing table for being inside the wall, and I'm currently working on one for carousing with merchants. Since we can't take all of our objects out of the wall, I feel like trading with him and doing a carousing would be the best way to do this in his home of curiosities. So, with that, I'm going to pull up the one that's in here instead. I'm going to go to the carousing table, and we'll see if we can't modify this one to get us something that we would like. Ooh, I saw wealthy shops. Oh, here we go. He is a wealthy shop. I would like to roll and see what his shop is based on. I'm going to base it on 3d10. Audience, can I get 3d10 for you? And this is currently the things that his wealthy shop is going to have in it, just idea-wise. And then we are going to do... Where do we want? There's so many good tables in here. Let's do... I already have his qualities. We can get some rumors for him. Well, I have to roll d6 for our travel back to make sure we're safe, which I will do. I think we're just going to do the carousing table that's in here and modify it for our purposes. I think that makes the most sense, right? I think so. So let's scroll back to the beginning of this book, to the lovely table of contents. And let's see what we get here. Let's see what we get here. Carousing's on 92. So for those who don't know while I'm doing this stuff, the way I usually do things, if there's major page numbers that I need. So like right here, I know this section, I'm going to do an aftermath notes of us being inside and how it turned out. Down here, we're going to do the merchant. Okay. Right now, we know we need page number 92 for carousing. And then I know that I want those tables that I was looking at. And I specifically want the shops. So page, in this case, I have to like go back to it later on. We have easy access on page 138. And we're going to go there first and see what stuff that he has. So what do we think? 1, 5, and 10 was our roll. 1, he's got a Fine Tailor stuff right now. So we're going to put Fine Tailor. And then we have, what was the next one? Was it 1, 5, 10? 1, 5, 10. 5, he's got artist stuff. And 10, antiques and curios, which is perfect for his place. Good roll, you guys. For those who are watching this afterwards, the live audience is rolling. That's what you see popping up on the screen. We usually do these on Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. That is our solo games, whatever it may be, or duo games as we are doing. That's our merchant. All right. We're going to go back, deal with him. But before we do that, unfortunately, we need to roll. We are still in a dangerous. You roll once per hex. We're in this hex. We're now in the hex overview of the map. So we need to look at what we roll. No ones here. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Our hex roll. Hex roll of 1. We bye zine. We rolled a 1. Now, I've decided, because of our current thing, as long as we're in the same hex right now, as we're walking back, I know how I'm setting up our next area. Nick asked, what do people have, what did you think about? Now, we crushed through this fast. But there's a lot of stuff that I am not sharing with the audience because they come back up. And one of those things that when Nick asked how that was, One of them is the skull. I didn't read the rest of the skull out loud because I didn't want to ruin the trailing hook that is there. So as we are making our way back, walking with the spider merchant, the arachnid merchant, he's talking about all these amazing things that he has in here and how he's found all these things. And Wuu Klo goes, we found some weird stuff. We traded a old soggy grimoire. We have this tuning fork that we found, and the spider grabs it. He's like, oh yes, this is a tuning fork of warning frequency. If you strike it against something, it rings for an entire rest. And any creature not inside the sound will feel as if they are nauseated, causing them to fall incapacitated. It's a great way to keep yourself safe if you need it while you are resting. It's very dangerous. But you have to be inside the radius when it's struck, otherwise it'll cause problems to everyone around you. It's a good defense if you need it. And he hands it back. He's like, I would be willing to trade for this. So can you describe the grimoire? He's like, oh, it was a waterlogged grimoire. It was underwater. The words seem to disappear when you take it out of the water. He's like, ah, yes. I would have to have seen that in person to help you at all. Is there anything else that you gathered from there? He's like, well, some wind chime pieces of bones, a femur. He's like, oh, looks at it. This can replace any broken bone in a body. You could also use it as a weapon if you wanted to. Nothing special, but this femur is something that if one of you were to be injured, you could place it against your skin. By the time you wake up the next day, that broken limb will be remedied or repaired. Good thing to carry for the wall work that you do. It's like, oh, well, that's pretty good, guys. It's like, yeah. He's like, anything else? He's like, well, this. And he hands him the skull that is... We rolled a 1. It's cursed. All objects, I shouldn't say all, many objects within Shadowdark have a benefit and a curse. While I wanted to go into the carousing table, this is going to change things dramatically. The camera peels way back high into the towering parts of the wall as you see this skeletal hand kind of pass over this glowing blue orb with tons of lines. So he drags his fingers across it and taps it. It lights up. And you see these blue illusionary images of Wuu Klo and the spider merchant standing next to each other. No sound at first. He grabs the orb and kind of turns it, and it like zooms down in on these two. And he can hear the speech of them. The snoring stops abruptly. The eyes light up. Blue fog starts to pour out of it, filling the area, knee-high even on the spider merchant. The spider merchant's like, what did you bring me? They're like, it was a snoring skull. I don't know what it is. Things outside the wall makes no sense. Pan's like, oh, fog. And he like starts like trying to scoop and gather some of the fog while the Lancer jumps back onto a rock to be above it. The curse, it belongs to a lich, and he knows where it is located at all times. I am going to go to the premium part of Shadowdark. We're bypassing the carousing table unless we can convince this thing not to kill us. I'm going to go to lich in here. Can I please have a D6 roll from the audience? If it is a 1, I am using the named lich in this book. D6 from the audience. If it is a 1, I am using the named lich. I would love to use it. While they're rolling, let me get the lich up. As a lich is summoned, a 5. You are lucky. You are lucky that it is not Mortimer, the named lich. So let's get it. EFGHIJK Lich. There is a glow of blue as the blue kind of swirls up around this form as the cloak opens and billows, as this weird scald creature with a metal skull cap on its skull, gem-like eyes, smiles with glittering metal teeth. It's a withered body over the top of just ragged bones, but this creature is tall. It's almost 8 foot, but skinny and slender. These creatures are very powerful. Liches are way up there, around that level 13 vibe. Points to the spider and says, "You are holding something that is mine." Yeah, you can have. He said, no. I let people find it on their own so that I may find them. We need to roll some important information. I am going to grab GM screen. We are going to roll the reaction of this Lich. We don't know why he leaves his skull around. We don't know what it does. We just know that he can find it at any point in time he wants. I rolled a 19 to cast my spell, putting me to where I am through the skull. Audience, I need 2d6 from you. 2d6. He adds his charisma modifier, which is 3. I am going to roll 2d6 as well, and we are going to take the lower of the 2 rolls because I see him being hostile, just as a starting demeanor. So, let's get this pink and black die out. Pull up our face cam. A 2! That's a 5. I don't think I can beat that star, Drew. Well, that's a 2 on 1. We need one more. We need one more die. Oh, someone did roll 2d6. Nessie did. An 8. Okay, an 8. 6, 7, 8. We tied. 8, 9, 10, 11. He starts curious. So with a curious demeanor, we have a chance. Saying there's a chance. May I ask you exactly where you found my skull? Wuu Klo goes, back across the bridge over. We were told there's a way through, and it sent us in a loop, sir. May I ask your name? He's like, you can, but I have no desire to give you my name in case you have any power over people with names. I ask you a favor. And Wuu Klo goes, all right. And up on the rock, Zagmar goes, and what if we're not interested in what it is you want us to do? Oh, well, you're not interested in what I wish to do. The help that I need, I will simply kill you. I need more skeletons for what I'm doing, but I'm interested in some retrieval work. Zagmar goes, oh, okay. Wuu Klo turns, big eye, staring at Zagmar. And he goes, this is we are above our heads right now. The spider merchant goes, well, I would be willing to trade with you if you would like. He's like, do you welcome me into your shop? I've been trying to visit you for years. Oh, well, I have plenty of stuff on me here. I would rather just trade with you here. If that's okay with you. He's like, it is not. Oh. Well, then let's head to my shop, shall we? Does anyone know? Do you think we can do a carousing with Lich table? Do we do a carousing with Lich? Wuu Klo rolls up the scroll for the map to get out, tucks it away deep in his armor so that he doesn't see it, right? Pan scooped up a bunch of the magical fog into a jar. It's got covered in wax around the outside. And he's like, found this from magical bees in Everpeak. I think the fog I can use for something. Both Zagmar and Wuu Klo at the same time. Not now, Pan. Oh, who's that? I rolled a natural 1. I did not realize that the person showed up out of it. I was too busy collecting fog. I was head down. So they would follow him to the merchant's home, walk in through the threshold. This creature is just kind of floating. Floats into the first room, just curiosities abundance. Like, it looks like an organized hoarder, just collections of stuff. Small spiders moving around, setting things in place, mechanical and real. Mechanized like little clockwork pieces. Let me just go in the back and get my list for you. He's like, oh, I'm looking for something specific. I'm looking for the Tome of Mortimer. Do you carry that? Oh. Maybe. Mordonticus. I'm sorry. I'm looking for the Tome of Mordonticus? Mordonticus? Am I saying that right? I think you guys know who I'm talking about. Mordonticus. Do you have that tome anywhere? I might have some knowledge on him in the back. So he's gonna go to the back. He's gonna hope that he has something. We're gonna roll for our merchant. We need a 10 and up. There's a chance that we have it. 10 and up. Never thought about us having to use the merchant to save our party. That was nowhere on my bingo card. A 2. Wuu Klo goes, let me help you look. I'm going to spend the last breacher point for Wuu Klo to give it to the merchant to let him re-roll. The merchant is going to spend a smarter card from serving hands. And he is going, do we have another flashback card? Please tell me we have a flashback card. My God. We're looking. He's going to spend a smuggler card. I'm going to spend a smuggler card, which lets you hide items. I'm going to give him an advantage on his roll. 17. Ooh, that was a natural 1. That would have been horrible. 17. He goes, I do have it. It is sealed away. May I ask you, though, just out of kindness, we should trade. I shouldn't just be giving this to you. That is not how this works. So what do you have in trade for me? This is why I can let you keep the skull of mine, if you'd be interested in that. Oh. No. Do you have anything else that I could trade you for? I really don't want that. As that happens, our torchlight goes off, but we are inside of a creature's house that doesn't need light. It's technically our spider friend is magical. Not magical, a monster, and he doesn't need it. They are talking. The other 3 are scrambling to relight a torch right now. I'm going to relight. Pan's going to light a torch. Fails. Tries again. 2 rounds. Fails. 3rd round, he gets it lit. And the Lich is standing in front of the spider merchant as the torchlight goes back on. The Lich is holding him aloft as he's trying to take the tome from him. And us as an audience have a decision right now. Do we lose our merchant and leave this Lich to kill him? Do we flee from here as quickly as possible? Just running into the night, pushing, getting out of this hex no matter how exhausted we are? Or do we stay and help this merchant that has been nothing but kind to us? This is the question that we have to ask ourselves for our next show. This is the guy's book that he's looking for, which is a Mummy Lich, just for clarity. That's the book. I'm going to leave this for the show. Down below, I'm gonna put a question up. For anyone who's watching this live, you can answer in chat. We'll talk about it afterwards. Anyone who's watching this recorded, thank you so much for joining us for episode 9 of Breachers and Shadowdark. Down below, tell us if the Lich and the Spider Merchant, we're going to let them fight it out and leave, or if you have a plan to get us out of this. Maybe you want to talk your way out. Maybe Pan is going to cook a meal. Liches don't really eat, so good luck on that one. Maybe we're going to jump it while he's holding him and alpha strike him. What do you think we can do? Because this Spider Merchant doesn't want to give up the tome of Mordonticus, the flayed, the mummy Lich. Doesn't want to give the tome up of him to this other creature. We're going to need some form of plan, everybody. Post it down below. Until next time, be careful, everyone. These walls are dangerous out here. For the live audience, stick around. We're going to continue on. Let's see what you guys think we should do. So we're done recording. Do we want to try to fight this thing? What's the vote? I'm going to put a vote in here. I'm going to write this down. We're going to do a vote to end our show here. This is Nick's fault. Right? This is Nick's fault. Fight Lich. Save Spider. Spider Merch. Save Merchant. Run. Wait and watch. That's our options. I don't think we're talking him out of this. He wants this and the Merchant doesn't want to give it up. And any no that this Lich gets just shifts him one. He's not curious anymore. He's angry. What do we want to do? Fight a Lich, save the Merchant? I'll tell you, it's a level 13. A level 13. I don't think there's any rule on Lich and Merchant. He's got the book. That's what he wants. We could try to talk it out. I don't know, guys. I don't think talking it out's a fucking option, man. We're in a bad situation right now. We could play a carousing card. We have one. Carousing just adds a 1 to a carousing roll, but we would have to have a reason to get him to carouse. We don't have anything of value. The Lich wants the book. He has been seeking this book. Fuck us. This is horrible. I'm going to mark that the Lich showed up. How do we pronounce this fucker's name? Mordonticus. Might be Mordanticus. I think that might be right. Mordanticus. Right? Does that seem right? Is that how you would pronounce that? We don't have the money for it. We don't have enough. That book is worth so much. I like how everyone's spelling Lich different, though. Lich. Not leech. Lich. Man. Lich wants Tome of Mordanticus. The Flayed. We do have an unknown card that I may play our next show to get us out of this. We could spend our legendary card to offer something better. Instead of the tome, maybe our team knows where that Lich is. Can we do tasks for the merchant. I don't know what you mean by that. The knights. Oh, the breachers? Maybe. I honestly say attack the Lich. Distract him enough for the merchant to flee, break the skull, and run. I don't know if the Lich will say flee from his stuff. I don't know if he would. I'm going to go back to the regular Lich here. I mean, we could maybe take this dude in a fight. Like, anything's possible. I'll be honest. Anything is possible. Liches are pretty tough. Let me scroll here. L. I'm gonna write down the Lich's page number so I have it too. HIJKL. Come on. 230. $230. Man. Horrible. This is horrible. This is all because of one item that we had. Oh, this Lich. Now we can hit its AC. I don't have a problem hitting it. We do decent damage. If we kill him, it's not going to be enough, but we might be able to defeat him for now. And he's only hurt from certain sources. What's our vote? Fight. Fight the Lich. Run, fight. Right now, I'm going to put that the live show said fight. Right? That's our vote. Live show said fight. So live. I'll show you what I'm doing here. Live show fight. So live. Fight. Okay, he wants the tome of Ordonticus the Flayed. Our merchant is a fine tailor, artist, antiques, and curiosities. Our goal, if we can get out of this, everybody, if we can get out of this, our goal is to trade and carouse. I'm also going to mark that we have the legendary LG unknown card. And this is Kyle. Because we could use this as well. I have an idea of how we could use that. You know what I mean? There is, but we had the skull and he's searching for something and we rolled and the merchant has this item that he wants. That's what this comes down to. Yeah, we have a Lich out for revenge anytime we're in the wall. Yeah, not wrong. You're not wrong. What I would do for that, if we make an enemy, I'm just going to make a note here. If we make him an enemy. We roll roll 1 in 6 at start of the show, the start of the adventure. Of the adventure, he attacks us. We're basically going to get our own Mumra villain. He sends people after us. He does something. This actually be kind of cool though, to have like a major villain bad guy. You know what I mean? Says he needs more skulls. This could be really fun. In all honesty, it's like a main enemy design. The skull. They went to trade the skull. I rolled a 1, and it summoned the lich that watches the skull, and it is currently threatening to. He wants the book of Mordonticus, the Flayed. The tome that the merchant has. They're in the merchant shop, and he is threatening to basically kill him to take the book because he doesn't want to trade it for free. He wants something in trade, and the lich said no. And this lich was summoned from the skull. He teleported. Teleported to skull. So he got brought back into the fray. Ah, man, guys, this is going to be a tough one. All right, well. Lich was a 5. Oh, Lich was a 1. I rolled a 1. So that's where we're at right now. We'll see what happens, everybody. Thank you for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Another nail biter, everyone. Another nail biter, right? Is this I just looked at this. Is it not scrolling the way it's supposed to? Hold on here. I gotta check something. We're gonna go to the scenes here. Yeah, it's just doing this. It's supposed to move. My transition must be fucked up here. Creepy. Move slide. Let me check something here. Just want to see what's going on here. There we go. It still works. So that's it for today, everyone. Frank House Dilemmas aplenty. We'll be back. We're gonna do experience next show, I think. And I want to do it this one because they wouldn't really get it in the middle of this fight. I'm gonna make some notes at the bottom on here just to see what experience we get. But for those who are watching this live, thank you so much. You know the routine. There's stuff around me to click. They're really easy. One's going to be subscription. The other one's going to be to like it. But really what I want is comments down below. How do we want to handle a lich? I'm going to take the most offered one, or the one that has the most hearts or whatever, and just go with that. I'm going to ask Discord and a couple other groups. But we got 2 level, 4s and 1 level 3? What do we got here? We got a level 2. And 2 level 4s. Dude, or level 3 and 2 level 4s to try to survive this. I don't know, everybody. This seems like a hella bad idea. But if we can get out, we can get out. We'll see what happens. That's it for me today, everybody. Don't forget to sign up for the Courier if you haven't. The new one will be coming out on the 15th of this month. Breachers, the Legacy Edition, is out now. There is no more of the Dust Jacket versions, but there is plenty of these left that you can pick up. Number 23 is one of the ones that is available right now. And then all the rest that were ordered have went out, everybody. So I think that's kind of it for me. Have a great day, everyone. And I will see you all on Saturday for Rise and Design. I do have the season finale on Monday for Wanted as well. That's it, everybody. Have a great one.